Hello everyone, hi, welcome to Ask IITians. This is Manish, your mathematics mentor. So this is lecture number 2 of linear equations in two variables of grade 9 chapter. Yes. So today we would be continuing that chapter. In the last class we had seen what is linear equations in two variables and what is the difference between an equation, an identity and an expression and all of that. And I had also told you all that this chapter is very important from your final examination perspective, because this carries about 6 to 7 marks. If a graph is asked, it comes about for say 7 marks, otherwise for about 6 marks it is there always. Correct. So now let's see this, and we see like what are the topics which we are going to cover in today's class. So we first thing is graph of a linear equation. So we would be learning how do we represent a linear equation in two variables on a graph, right? And how to represent lines which are parallel to x-axis and y-axis, how to write their equations, what is the equation of x-axis, what is the equation of y-axis, because they are also lines, right? So let's quickly see with what is a graph of a linear equation looks like. So we are talking about just one equation, right? That is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. We are just talking about this equation, right? And when we say that this is a graph of a linear equation, how to draw its graph basically. So we would say that when you are trying to draw its graph, this is like start plotting it. Okay, so you would say first, say let's consider an equation, maybe 3x plus 6y is equal to 12. Okay, if you divide this entire equation by 3, you can also say that x plus 2y is equal to 4, right? So you would say when x is 0, y is equal to 2, right? X is 0, y is equal to 2. So let's now plot this. X is equal to 0 and y is equal to 2. So when x is 0, y is 2. So this is that point. Let's consider this point as 0 comma 2. Okay. Similarly, when y is 0, what will be the value of x? You would say x is 4. So when y is 0, x is your 4. So you would say 4 comma 0. Now if you connect these 2 points, you would be able to see the graph of a straight line. So this is how the graph of a linear equation in two variables. But you have to be very sure that we have just considered only one equation. Basically, this is the graph of x plus 2y is equal to 4. This is the graph of a linear equation in two variables, right? Similarly, when you consider, let's say when you are talking about multiple equations and multiple points on it, so we would first analyze that how are the points of intersection, are those lines parallel, are they intersecting, or are they coinciding, are they the same lines? Basically, when you are considering two lines, it's a different scenario, but when you are considering just one line, the graph looks like a straight line. The graphs look like a straight line, and it is made up of infinite points. So therefore a linear equation has infinite solutions, right? This is what we also had a glimpse in the last class, and today we are seeing the graph of a linear equation. And how to plot the graph of linear equation: just consider any 2 points by taking x equal to 0 or y equal to 0, and then plot those points, and after connecting those points you simply get the graph. This is how we draw the graph of a linear equation, right? So now it says, let's do a simple question based on this. It says 2x plus y equal to 6 is a linear equation. We can clearly see that it's a linear equation because the variable x and y have maximum powers as 1 each. So we would say find sum of its solution, because see, it says sum of its solution means he knows that this is just one line, This is just one equation, so this is just one line, but it has infinite points on it. So when it's at infinite points, when a line is made up of infinite points, it has infinite solutions. And when it has infinite solutions, we just need to write sum of its solutions. So we can maybe write when x is equal to 1. So when your x is 1, y will be equal to 6 minus 2 into 1, 6 minus 2, which is just 4. So x equal to 1, y equal to 4 is one solution. Similarly, you can say when x is 0, y is 6. So these are maybe two solutions. Now we say is like present them on the graph. So you also need to draw the graph of this straight line, right? Graph of this equation as well. So let's draw our coordinate system, that is Cartesian coordinate system, x-axis and y-axis. And let's say when your x is 0, y is 6. This is one point. When x is 0, y is 6. So this is the point 0 comma 6. When x is 0, when x is 1, y is 4. So when your x is 1, y is 4. X is 1, y is 4, like this, right? So this is your point 1 comma 4. Similarly, you can also consider one more point, that is when you say y is equal to 0, x is equal to will be 3, right? X will be 6 by 2, which is 3. So this is the another solution, you would say. This is 0 comma, or rather 3 comma 0, right? This is your 3 comma 0 point. Similarly, this is which point? This is 1 comma 4 point. Now if you connect these points by a straight line, you get to see the graph of the line, the graph of the equation 2x plus y is equal to 6. This is how we plot, or this is how we plot the curve, plot the graph of an equation by taking couple of points and joining them. Because it was a degree 1 equation, we joined them with the help of a line and not with the help of a curve, right? So now as you all can see, this is how the graph will look like, and here some of the similar solutions are being considered: 0 6 3 0 1 4 and 2 2 and so on, right? So this is how we usually represent a graph, an equation, a linear equation on a graph paper, and considering couple of solutions. Now we have to talk about equations of lines which are parallel to x-axis and y-axis. So for the first case scenario, let's consider equations of lines which are parallel to x-axis, Okay. So now we know, first of all, we need to understand that any point which lies on x-axis, first of all, x-axis is obviously the horizontal axis. So any point which lies on x-axis, it has its y coordinate as 0 for any point which is on x-axis, right? Any point which is on x-axis has its y coordinate as 0, right? So now we are considering some lines which are parallel to x-axis at a distance b units above it. So when we are considering a distance b units above it, it can also be k units above it. So we know that as we move upwards the x-axis, the distances are considered as positive, but when you go downwards, the distances are considered as negative. The distances in that case would be y coordinates, that would be negative when you are x-axis ke niche, that is you are in the third and fourth quadrant, right? Whereas in the first and second quadrant, the y coordinates are considered as positive. So in that case, any point which is on x axis, it has y coordinate 0. So y is equal to 0 is the equation of x axis. So similarly, any equation of any straight line which is parallel to x axis at a distance b from it, as you all can see in the graph, this will have the equation y is equal to b, because all the points will have same ordinate, that is b, on this line. Because so y equal to b will have all points will have same ordinate b on the line, right? All points on the line will have same ordinate b. Now if this b was measured, that this line was below x-axis, so you would have said y is equal to minus b in that case, where your b is just a positive real number, right? So here also your b is a positive real number. So any equation which is parallel to x-axis is of the form y is equal to b, y is equal to k, where k, b slash anything is just a positive quantity, positive number, right? So if this distance would have been measured in the downward direction, then we would have said it is negative. Okay, very good. So if this line would have been below x-axis, in that case its equation would be y is equal to minus b, where b is positive. Here also b is positive. b can't be negative because b is just a real number. Okay, correct. Let's move to next. It says find equation of a straight line parallel to x-axis at a distance of 10 units above. When it clearly says above x-axis, you can talk about that it is simply y is equal to plus 10. This is the equation, right? So you can clearly see that y is equal to 10 is the equation of the line parallel to x-axis at a distance 10 units above it, right? Now equation of a line parallel to y-axis. So when we know it's parallel to y-axis, it is basically horizontal distance away from the y-axis. It could be k units to the right, k units to the left, and so on, right? So let AB be a straight line parallel to y-axis at a distance a units from it. At a distance a units from it. Then clearly all points on the line AB have same abscissa A. Right? Same abscissa means, see, your abscissa is your x coordinate. Abscissa is the x coordinate. Right? So when you are saying line is parallel to y-axis, so when it's parallel to y-axis, it means it's literally vertical. So when it's vertical, its horizontal distance will not change, right? Its horizontal distance will not change. It will have same abscissa. All points will have same abscissa, and that is why it is written as x is equal to a, x is equal to plus a. See, because it is to the right of y-axis. If it would have been to the left of y-axis, again we would say very good, x is equal to minus a. If this would have been the line CD, so we would say to the left, let's say k units. So in that case, its equation would be x is equal to minus k, where again your k is just a positive number, right? So this is how we write equations of lines parallel to x-axis and y-axis. Any line which is parallel to x-axis is of the form y is equal to constant k. Any line which is parallel to y-axis, it is of the form x is equal to some constant k. This is how we write the equations, right? Now again, let's solve one simple question. It says find equation of a straight line parallel to y-axis at distance 3 units on the left hand side. So you would say x is equal to minus 3. Absolutely correct, right? Correct. X is equal to minus 3 because it is on the left hand side. Left hand side mein distances are said to be negative. So these are a couple of practice questions for you all to try, right? So that you can have a good hold on the subject and on the topic as well, so that we can learn how to plot graphs and how is it done. So as I've shown you, like if you see this third question, it says draw the graph of this equation. So you can clearly think that okay, we have to draw the graph. So we would be taking different points on it, and when we would be plotting them, and we would be able to plot the line or plot the curve of this equation. So take some different points and plot them on a line, and that is how you would be able to get the graph of this. Similarly, is asking find the equation of line parallel to x-axis, parallel to y-axis. So these questions you all can try as a part of homework. And till then, stay safe, enjoy, and keep learning during this pandemic. I hope everyone is taking enough care in this pandemic and uh, taking precautions as well. So take care. Bye bye.